Vlad the Impaler, also known as Vlad III or Vlad Dracula, was born in 1431 in the region of Transylvania, now part of Romania, a land steeped in both mystery and history. Vlad's father, Vlad II Dracul, was a member of the Order of the Dragon, a chivalric order created to defend Christianity against the rising Ottoman Empire. The name Dracul translates to dragon in Romanian, and as Vlad's son, he became known as Dracula, meaning son of the dragon. While his father's connection to the order elevated the family status, it was Vlad's terrifying actions during his reign that would make the name Dracula famous. Vlad's legacy is often tied to his violent methods of ruling, and his reign became synonymous with cruelty and terror, creating a long-lasting myth surrounding his life. Vlad's childhood was far from normal. In his early years, his father, Vlad II, sought to strengthen alliances with neighboring kingdoms, but was betrayed, leading to his eventual murder in 1447 by rival factions. Young Vlad and his brother, Radu, were taken hostage by the Ottoman Empire to ensure their loyalty. This period in captivity was formative for Vlad, deeply influencing his future leadership. His time with the Ottomans exposed him to their military tactics, and he quickly learned how to navigate the brutal power struggles of the region. Upon his return to Wallachia, Vlad fought fiercely to reclaim his family's throne. In 1456, after several battles and political maneuvers, he finally took control of Wallachia. His reign was marked by continuous warfare and constant threats, both from internal rivals and external forces like the Ottoman Empire. Through cunning strategies and sheer force, Vlad secured his rule. Vlad is most infamous for his gruesome practice of impalement, a method of execution that was both horrifying and strategic. His use of impalement involved driving a sharp, long wooden stake through the body of the victim, typically through the rectum or abdomen, causing slow and excruciating death. These impaled victims were often displayed in public as a warning to others who might defy Vlad's rule. The stakes would be planted in the ground, sometimes forming grotesque forests of bodies outside his castles or along roadsides. Vlad believed in terror as a tool for control, and impalement was just one of the ways he maintained order in a deeply fractured and unstable region. He is also rumored to have enjoyed seeing the suffering of his victims, sometimes even dining nearby while watching the slow death of those impaled. It wasn't just enemies he impaled. Entire villages that rebelled against him were punished this way. Some estimates say that he had 40,000 people impaled during his reign. While Vlad's actions were horrifying, they were also the inspiration behind the myth of Dracula. In 1897, Bram Stoker wrote the famous novel Dracula, which featured a vampire based on Vlad's dark reputation. Although Stoker's Dracula is a supernatural being who drinks blood, the character shares many characteristics with the real Vlad, particularly his cruelty, thirst for power, and bloodthirsty nature. The association between Vlad and the vampire myth is partly because of his penchant for bloodshed. Stories of Vlad's brutal reign spread far and wide, and by the time Stoker wrote his novel, Vlad's legacy had evolved into something much darker and mystical. However, Stoker's Dracula was more a literary creation, and while he took inspiration from Vlad the Impaler, the real Vlad never had any supernatural abilities. The connection to vampires, though, was solidified because of Vlad's gruesome reputation and the folklore surrounding his name. Vlad's greatest challenge came from the Ottoman Empire, which was expanding its power across Eastern Europe. Vlad's father had pledged allegiance to the Ottomans, but after his father's assassination, Vlad turned against them. In 1462, the Ottoman Sultan Mehmed II sought to invade Wallachia, but Vlad fiercely resisted. One of the most famous battles during this time is known as the Night Attack, where Vlad, with a small force of men, ambushed a much larger Ottoman army. The Ottomans were caught off guard, and many were killed or forced to retreat. Vlad's brutality toward the Ottoman soldiers was unmatched. He had Ottoman prisoners impaled and used their bodies as a psychological weapon to to strike fear into the invaders. This act earned him the nickname Terror of the Turks. Despite his victory, Vlad was eventually captured by the Ottomans in 1462 after they managed to rally a counterattack. He was imprisoned in Turkey for several years but was later released. Vlad's death came in 1476 under mysterious circumstances. Some sources suggest he died in battle while defending his throne against the Ottoman Empire, while others claim he was betrayed by his own men and killed in a coup. Despite the uncertainty surrounding his death, his legacy remains impactful. Although his reign was brutal and violent, Vlad is still regarded as a national hero in Romania for his defense of Wallachia against the Ottomans. He is remembered not only for his military prowess, but also for his determination to protect his land and people. The historical Vlad is a figure of both admiration and fear, a complex man whose reign was as ruthless as it was significant. The tale of Vlad the Impaler lives on today, often overshadowed by the legends of Dracula, continuing to spark fascination and horror alike in both history and popular culture. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more deep dives into history's greatest stories.